Most people don't understand how massive the XRP comeback truly is. They see the price go from 50 cents to over $2. That has nothing to do with it. This is going to be the first bull run in crypto history where XRP has US liquidity. It was always going to perform, but it's bigger than that, much bigger. For those of you that are OGs of this channel, we have a lot of new subscribers, but you know I was quite agitated with the state of the XRP ledger for quite some time. Was I wrong? Well, not really, because they went through and fixed all of these issues one by one by one. But where I was wrong is how quickly they could do it. Because this has been about a half a decade worth of building in almost no time at all, almost instantly. We've never seen something like this in crypto. Let me just break it down for you so you understand how foundationally huge this is. I put this post up today. XRP's comeback story is bigger than you think. It is huge. Number one, I would say we don't have a real stable coin, and that's a killer. A lot of people tell me we don't need a stable coin. We have XRP. They went ahead and fixed this, and in a big way. We have RLUSD, world class, and we have USDC, and that's just the start. Those two heavyweights, there's more coming. Two, we had no DeFi. Every other chain has DeFi driving value, all these applications. That's being solved. XRP Ledger now supports native AMMs with upgrades like clawbacks and the coming EVM sidechain. Light programmability on-chain is being developed. We are entering a new era of full DeFi, including institutional grade DeFi built right on the XRP ledger. If you were to guess how long this would take to actually roll this capability out, it wouldn't happen this fast. I mean, this is wild. No real usage beyond just hodling coins. That's been the culture of XRP. Not for long, people. That's changing in a big way. We have a new wave of apps, making XRP really a productive asset. We have ancillary chains now integrating with XRP, Flare, Cardano's Midnight, and of course the EVM sidechain. We have the Zhao where you can earn from holding XRP. Do you really think it's going to stop there? I think every chain out there is going to want XRP in their DeFi, in their dApps, their applications. This is going to drive demand and use of XRP. This is the big one that's still in works, but I think we're going to see huge movement very quickly. And when this happens, forget about it. It's all over Red Rover. The price of XRP is going to soar like nothing you've ever seen before, and there's going to be no doubt. And it's no significant builders beyond Ripple. That's the key. Decentralization is really multifaceted. It's not just how transactions settle, it's how many people are building on the blockchain. It's a whole host of things. And this has been one of the worst because, Ripple's really the one driving, and that's not enough, but that's not all we're going to have here shortly. Number one, the big one we know about, Robinhood, Bitstamp, they're co-developing a derivatives exchange that's going to sit right on top of the XRP ledger, trying to tap into that multi-quadrillion market cap. Huge. We have current applications that are ready that will be able to go to scale. This really could be the XRP ledger's MakerDAO Aave moment where you get killer apps that people are using and they scale to be worth billions of dollars in their own right. You have Ripple, the billion-dollar company. You have Robinhood, the billion-dollar company. Soon you're going to have, I guess, BlackRock, but also just straight applications. Wait till you see the flurry of development with the EVM sidechain. And some of those applications, if they're successful, they could be billion-dollar juggernauts as well, like you see with Tether, like you see with Aave, like you see with Maker. Like now you have real power building on this technology stack. XRP Ledger Foundation. You remember it was about August of last year. I sent out a message on X to Monica Long, president of Ripple there. And I said, hey, I'm hearing the XRP Ledger Foundation is falling apart. And she says, yeah, that's true, but we're going to replace it with something better. I'm like, yeah, sure you are. It's going to be some kind of centralized puppet. Oh, no. This new foundation is a game changer. We look at the structure. It's made up of Ripple, XRPL Commons, XRPL Labs, and the Zhao, providing decentralized input. In the Zhao specifically, it adds a layer of community participation like we haven't seen before. That is huge, and it's going to drive decentralized growth in this ecosystem. And they just fixed a huge problem. These fixes, plus growing regulatory clarity in the United States, XRP Ledger, it's entering into a new phase. Not just for payments, not just cross-border, solutions, but a serious platform for utility at retail and institutional scale. So many people say, oh, it's just for institutions. Oh, no, you haven't heard the phase. All of the money, and it means exactly that. All of the money. If there's a use case where XRP is world class, we want to capture that value. It's so important. We had this news here, XRP supply shock. Are these massive outflows? Well, maybe not so fast. There were reports that claim 12 billion in XRP just vanished from exchanges like Upbit and Binance, sparking, major speculation. Is this Grayscale acquiring XRP, or is this the US government, or what's going on here? But when you look at the on-chain data, it tells a different story. You don't see any massive withdrawals. It's likely a data glitch. Now, why this happens with XRP, I have no idea, but it happens quite often. It's just a glitch in the data. Upbit wallet, it still holds 6 billion XRP. So, unless proven otherwise on chain, this wasn't a real event here. Stay sharp and always verify. That's the thing with decentralized technology, with public blockchains, you can verify this stuff on chain. And when you look, it just didn't happen today. Not saying there won't be a supply shock. I'm sure there will be. Mayuka saying this is probably the best single lineup of amendments we've ever had for the XRP ledger. Token escrow support for issued assets. So if you want to escrow stable coins or some other asset that's on the XRP ledger, you can. Before, you could just do that with XRP itself. This could be really, really useful. Batching, the ability to group multiple transactions and execute them atomically. So an already cheap ledger, we can be even more efficient here and just execute a bunch of transactions in one go. Permission DEX. This is so important. You have something like, let's say BlackRock wants to, or Robinhood and Bitstamp, whoever. If they want to have a system, they're going to have to KYC everyone. They're going to have to know who you are, and know you're not some sanctioned country or something getting on their platform. And so you need this for those types of systems, not your regular DEXs that anyone can use, but for those big institutional ones, you have to have this thing so they can KYC you, know you first, and then give you permission to use their system. And so that's what this does. That's going to be huge as we take this to the next level with real systems backed by massive companies. Permission delegation enables account holders to delegate specific permissions to other accounts for flexible account management and automation. So, you're going to have a lot of financial advisors in the future using this technology to manage assets. How do you give some permissions to other accounts so they can do their job here? This is, huge. It builds for, real adoption, real growth, and they are really moving at a blistering pace here. XRP ETF, this was put out today. It's a no-brainer, people. It's happening, and it's going to be a game changer. The case for a spot XRP ETF is stronger than ever. We have legal clarity, of course. We all understand that. What other coin has that where a court has said, this is a commodity. This is not a security. We have it. Institutional use case in the real world, it's unmatched. It's not even close. Polymarket has the odds from 93 to 98% on an ETF approval by December 2025. XRP already has futures. That's important. A lot of times they want to see that trading data on a regulated exchange. We already have it. Bloomberg analysts, they say we may have a decision as early as July. And JP Morgan, they estimate that we could see $8 billion of inflows if we are approved. We already have Bitcoin and Ethereum. They are live. XRP, backed by top-level demand and unique utility, it's next in line. It's happening. Get ready. And there's before we had an ETF and after. It's going to be a game changer here. Crypto era. It's just now graduating to be a real asset. We see breaking crypto just entered the housing market. The FHFA has directed Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to officially consider crypto holdings and mortgage applications. So these are real assets now. It's not some hobbyist stuff. It's not some weirdo stuff. Like, this is an asset like a stock or anything else. This is the first federal recognition of crypto as a legitimate asset in traditional lending. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, They back over half of US mortgages. Doesn't get any bigger than that. If they're going to recognize crypto, so will everyone else. FHFA says this aligns with President Trump's vision of America as the crypto capital of the world. This isn't just bullish, it's historic. Best understand that. Crypto. Right now, we had a little bit of mixed signals, mostly bullish. Today, we had the Senate unveiled a new digital asset framework aiming to define when cryptos are securities versus when they are commodities. This is important because you don't know what the SEC in the future will look like. You want to have that codified so they can't play any games down the road. Of course, we had that story we just went over, huge, with the FHFA recognizing crypto is a true asset for lending purposes. Now, Barclays, they just banned all crypto transactions on their cards. I don't think it's anything against crypto. They just see it as very volatile and it's just risk, just managing their own risk. It's as simple as that there. The Fed, they're about to let big banks hold less money in reserves. Get ready. They're going to start getting loosey-goosey with the money. This is their biggest rollback post-2008 financial crisis, over a decade here. Why would they do that? Why would the Fed do something like this? Well, big banks, they say currently, the rules make it too expensive to lend and most importantly, buy treasuries. They need treasury buyers. That's what they're doing here. The feds want banks to step back in, boost liquidity, and free up more cash for loans. Now, critics are saying, look, there's a reason why we have these, limits. We need to be safe. This keeps the system stable. This keeps the system safe. Fed's saying we don't care. We got to loosen up the money supply. It's probably going to happen. We go into, I think, a 60-day comment period right now. But best believe they are getting ready to make that money printer go burr. Lastly, when we look at overall finance, new tech king is old tech king. Nvidia reclaims its crown today. It surged 4.3%, closing at a new all-time high of $151.92, pushing its market cap past 3.7 trillion. Also, when we look at crypto, and we're like, that crypto can't get to a trillion or 2 trillion or 4 trillion. Like, these are global currencies. They're really at scales bigger than any company, and they can go quite high, higher than I think any of us imagine. It just passed, of course, Microsoft is the most valuable company on earth. Despite losing $8 billion in revenue from China restrictions currently. Nvidia's AI dominance keeps fueling massive investor confidence. It's telling you right here. And we see also Microsoft, even though they got past, they hit a new all-time high. Meta and Amazon up 2%, Tesla up 2.4%. That AI trade is still in charge. I think this is going to be a big year for AI. Roll that also back to crypto and the AI sector, specifically within crypto. I think it'll do quite well before it's all said and done. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.